Okay, guys. Just setting up some levels just to see what there is in Confluence. Let me just pick up the mic. Probably can't hear me well. If you can hear me now, that's good. Let me just turn a few things off and the music. Now you can hear me properly. I hope so. Thanks for joining. Um, I'm in the same situation as you guys, trying to find out what's going on, what's likely to go on, what can we look at from a fib level or support level. I don't have the answers, but I thought uh, you guys, well, some of you follow me, and hopefully I can help you out, relieve some of that anxiety, especially the newbies. I know how it feels. It's not the best feeling, especially if you're coming late to the picture. And I don't know. Let's start. Let's start with the big picture. And what I'm going to do is start with this one here on the weekly, I believe. Now, I didn't look at this before, but it seems to be the RSI. So if I look at it from the RSI perspective, let's just move this chart a bit. We can see the RSI on the weekly approaching potentially this support line here. And I think that might be the case where there might be sufficient reversal. But what price is that? I got no idea. So that's one scenario where we can think of a nice support level. If it's to drop below that, then I would think the 30% level will be the next. But I'd like to see what happens when it touches this line. So that's one case scenario. Now you can see when I place this, what do you call it? Bitcoin log growth curve, which someone's done the maths to it, which is a Fibonacci channel. You can see pretty much, interesting enough, it's touched that level there, exactly on it. And so it's responded. How's it responded? Well, we'll have a look at that, but you can see if I zoom in a bit, what I'm going to do is just make my browser a bit bigger so you can see. So right on the line, it's touched it, and that'll be interesting to see if there's going to be a bit of a strong response. So I'm not sure what what that entails. And what we can see here from my chart is, so let's just put that line there for a sec. So this line here does look good actually, doesn't it? Because if you look at it, previous support, resistance, this acknowledges resistance. I count this as 1, so that's all-time high. There's a lot of confluence with this line and that support level, also with the 1.618 fib level, previous support as well, the demand zone. So we might be able to get some response here. Not sure, but that's one case. Now, there's people out there that are bearish or bullish. I'm bullish. What I mean by bullish is that I don't think the bull market's finished. I do believe this is a correction of some sort. So I don't think this is going to go too deep. But having said that, I could be wrong. So so let's look at that. If it was to go bear market, if it was to go to a bear market, then that it'll be much. I think there wouldn't be so much resistance like this. Previous top-offs were very dramatic, like you can see here, and I've discussed this in the past. A finale, we have this acceleration, parabolic momentum, and that's a blow off top, and it's always done it in the past. So that's why a lot of people expect that, and so be it. I'm one of those ones that I expect a blow off top, and the blow off top might be something where we go back up like that, another parabolic move, and then the blow up. It could be wherever it is. It could be another. This fib level could be there, and that could be the blow off top, and that's still close around 100K. So there could be many reasons why this is not the top. This is just a major correction, and that's okay. I don't think the US dollar is going to make too much effect on it, because the US dollar will bounce a bit and then pretty much die while they keep printing money and global markets. So I don't think the US dollar is going to make too much effect on it. But so let's look at the charts. We're not going to look at what the global scenario is going to be. So I'm bullish. I'm just looking for a good entrance, and so I did sell a fair bit of money on the way down. Just looked at the signs and I thought, yep, time to cash up a bit. Now this is why I'm looking at it today, to explore this option. So the 1.618. Now, that was derived from this bottom to this top as the reference point, so 0, 1, and it becomes 3.618. However, the top and the 1.618, if I was to change the log curve, So if I was to change this into logish, you can see it's the 1.618. And now let's see what if I include the 1272 and the 1414, which are major sell-off take profit areas. They're still key levels. We can see that that was the resistance in the past, right there, the 141, and the 1.272 was support. So what's between is really the 1. So this potentially can go down to 1, which is an all-time high. I don't think it's going to go down that far. I just don't think. I think the market's much bullish. I think we've still got a good chance here, to tell the truth. And then what we can look at is the next fib level and then the next fib level down. So if this was to break, I would think of the next fib level, which is roughly about 24K, 25K. Currently, what we're looking at is 28K. So you can't zoom right in, but that's what I'm looking at. From this perspective, based on this weekly RSI that has a bit more to go down. Now, the RSI tends to go down and price might not move. Price might just hold and the RSI might drop. And it's ever so close now at the moment. So if you look at it from that perspective, it's coming down. So previous RSI support was this level from the history. And so we passed that one there. We have this RSI point as well, which is right now. So that might be a scenario where that could take place on the weekly, but the weekly is not going to give us much. So problem is with the weekly is the week has to finish before you can see the RSI. So these RSI move the lines, they move until the week's closed. So it could retract or could go long. So the weekly one doesn't really help us until the weekly one's closed. So it gives us an idea, but it doesn't give us a good entrance point unless you do those major swing trades. So that's from that perspective. So far it looks all right. And we can see from here, you see all these wicks that was on the way up and the pullback, this was a demand zone. Right? So these wicks tell us that was a demand zone, and this could potentially just wick back up. And it could be a fake out for the whales, dropping it below and then just bouncing back up, doing a reversal. So this could potentially just go like that. But let's see how it looks like on the daily and then the 4 hour. All right, so let's move to, sorry, I'll get the daily chart out and I'll flip these around. And expand that. So right now I'll get the daily chart. And you can see with my fibs, when you look at closer, there you go, that line is perfectly on that, isn't it? That channel I draw it in. So that line is perfectly on that now. So maybe that's what's holding it up, as well as confluence there. I got this, so this is the macro one. So if I hide that, we got this local one, local fib from this bottom with the COVID bottom to the top, and the 618 is the other option that I'm looking at. You know, for those who don't know it, the golden ratio. The YouTube link is there in the description. Should be there. Here we go. YouTube link. Okay, so that and 26, 28 was one of those. From 24, we have this on the way up. We had this level of significance. We found resistance, and then we found support at this level here as well, just a little bit. So I think this level here, what's the value? Yep, 24K roughly. We just jot that down. That could be. So my thinking is if the whales, the playmakers, if they're pushing it down, they might want to push it down a bit further than what the current level is. So that is still within the acceptable zone that we've been looking at. 30K, 28K, that's still acceptable for support. So if they're either going to push it down, if that's their play, and the question is what level. Here's the next level I'm interested in, if it goes below that one there. So we've got a few levels, and that's pretty much the all-time top. I just don't see it coming down there. It's pretty obvious, that one. Many times in the past, when we break a key level, let's see, say this was a key level, right? When we break that level, let's just put the line there. You can see what price did once we broke it, retest, and then back up. So this was a significant level. This is our next significant level, right? Similar to that. And I just don't see price coming down that level to retest. Just like this one, there was a retest. This might do a retest, and it's possible to come that low. But we haven't passed this level yet, so I'm just looking at that from that perspective. And if we look on the daily, you can see the RSI, when it broke, this, when it broke this, what do you call it? Is this the one? Yes. So when it broke this support level, you can see it just dropped a fair bit. Actually, that's not the right. Just let me do this. There's one line missing. So that was our support, RSI support. And if I was to just expand that or make it bigger, you can see that the RSI is a good indicator in such scenarios where you can see there was a bit of support around here, and then when we dropped, it dropped hard and back into this configuration. So now if we look at the RSI, if we previous lows here on the daily, these are real oversold areas. That was an oversold area when it first capitulated down here. That was our reference point. Now the question is, where's this daily going to drop to? Where's its oversold conditions? We have a few reference points, but this is that's the one that we don't know on the daily. It would be nice to know what that is on the daily. So I will be using another tool just to, because even if it comes down below this purple band, which is oversold conditions, which is about 30% and less, it doesn't really give us a clue where the reversal is really. Maybe it's when it comes down here and then breaks through that this is the signal when it breaks this channel, because we've had it a few times where it's acted as resistance. And so if this comes back in like it did and breaks that level, that might be our interest signal for the daily to come in. So that's one I'll be considering, as well as a weekly, just looking at that when price comes back into this level and then breaks this black line on the RSI on the daily. That makes sense. You can see in the past where where price did break, it starts, it's a significant level there. So when we break this level here, that became the bull market pretty much, and then it's continued on. So the fact that we are below 50% tells us we lost a trend. So that's right here. We lost a trend right here. So the 50%, once we went down below 50%, we lost the trend. We try to make it go back up, but we just made over the 50% and then pulled back in. So the trend is downwards, right? And that's no, what I'm saying is the RSI reflects what we're looking at. So that that's our A and that's our B, we're looking for potentially a double bottom and up, or there's two, if you know the Elliott waves from wave 3 to 4, so this is what I'm looking at. So this is our wave 3, coming up here at wave 3, looking for wave 4. It's either going to be here or further down, isn't it? The other wave 4 is like we have the A, B, C, or we have A, B, and C. So those are familiar with the basic Elliott wave 3 and 4 scenarios of the correction wave. So I'm looking at that as well. And that's the biggest question that we're trying to answer, really. So I like this RSI giving us a clue as to gives an indication where it's likely to reverse or likely to find. So what do we look for when it comes down is looking for reversal candles, right? So on the daily, obviously a bullish candle will tell us something like this here, a bullish candle, where it engulfs the previous candle on the daily. That is a good sign. At the moment, we'll see what happens, but that is a good sign. And it might mean that if it's a good sign, we still want to see it break this level, right? So a bullish candle is not enough. We want to see it close above this 0.5 Fibonacci, which is roughly around 34K. You might say 32,300 if we look closer. I think that was pretty much it. But if we look closer on that one, let's have a look. What is acceptable as a bullish sign? Okay, so let's look at this. Coming closer, let's look at the 4-hour chart. So we've pretty much broken the 4-hour level, which is right here. And we can see that there was resistance there. So 30, initially I will look at, on the 4-hour, a candle closing above this level here, which is what? That level, that price there, really. So if we have a 4-hour candle close above this, that will be the first sign. Then we'll look at the daily candle. And if we look at the daily candle last support was here. So we want to see the daily candle close above that, which is that figure. So 4-hour is one indication, which is a 31, pretty much 32K. And then if we close above this on the daily, which is the daily support there, so it'll be the daily resistance level. We've got a few levels there, don't we? So here's the other level for the day when we're using the body of the candles. So that's 34,500. If we were to regain that on the daily, they'll be, I think, back to a bullish posture. Definitely, let's see how we go there. Turn to the right, all the way. So we want to see a daily candle close above this range, really. Somewhere minimum is 33. That is the range that I want to see a daily close above. The 4-hour will be the first sign on the short term. And if you look at this, so we're on the daily here, you can see the RSI is pretty much broken down below that. And while that does that, you want to reflect on the RSI to see if it matches the breakout. You just don't look at the candle, you want to see where the RSI is as well, see if it makes sense. So I'll be looking at that. How likely is that? At the moment, we've got this line of support. It's been bearish, but the thing is, it's still not, the game's not over. It's not finished. What we've done is we're doing it the hard way because we want to see something strong move. We want to see a strong move from here, and we want to see a break up, a decisive break up, and then pull back, and that will be your entrance point right there. If it was to break up, if this was to go up, do a decisive break and pull back, this will be an area of interest to jump in. I will not jump in before it. I would like to see it break up, wait for the pullback, and then potentially go up. So that's the bullish scenario there. For now, this is it. Using this level, and if we look on the 4 hour, like I did before, this level has, if you look at it in small detail, where are we? This is not it. I didn't have that. I turned it off. Where is it? Where is it? Where's that fib? No, it's this one here. Okay, so I'll get rid of that. If you look at this, let me see if there's anyone asking questions. I can't hear you. You can't hear me? You sure? Because no one else is complaining. Maybe go to YouTube. So when I look at this in the small time frame, I'm using this top as 1 and this bottom where it's currently is at. So if I was to do this, you can see how the fib levels match support and resistance along the way. All this between here, the bottom and the top. So this level might be the case where it matches. Maybe a bit more of a drop to 28,200. It's not there quite yet. Maybe that's it, but this line is perfect. I don't know how I got that one. So this area is pretty much an area of interest at the moment, and you can see the price is roughly there now. So it's bounced a little bit, and we'll have a closer look on the 15-minute. Yes, but voice is not high. Maybe put up your volume. I can't change it. Sorry, I can't change the volume of the my mic. So Musak has no issue, and anyway, so let's look at that. So that's at the moment these fib levels. This fib is matching the current support and resistance levels. So this 0 has confluence. This level of 0. So if it was to drop below this 0, which is 28,200, then I would look for this next level down here, which is the 24K. So this 28K 200 is confluent for support, potentially, and then up. Something like that could possibly happen, where it will test it a few times, and then we might just keep going up. If we lose this spot, then I got 24K as the next, and that's confluent to this level here, previous support. And if we to zoom out a bit, let's see if the fibs, where's my fibs? So I can get rid of this one now, and you can see where the resistance is going to be, the 1272 level, which is 31,600. And if I was put the other one in, this one here, and we've got this one here as well, which is 26,800 potentially. I don't see, it's also very minor, but that might be enough. So all right, so that's what I have now. It's my voice is not too high. Better now. Now it's better. Okay. All right. So now let me look at from another indicator that I have. Where am I? This is going to help me out a lot as well. I'll just move this up. and I'll hide the RSI. Now I'm on the 4 hour. Let me look on the daily, and let's look at this tool of mine. Well, it's not my tool, someone else's, but I'm using it. I'll get rid of this RSI tool. Yeah, okay. This line, hide. Okay, so what we got here now on the daily, this tool basically, I'm looking for this tool to cross over, these RSI on the daily to cross over. So the green crossing the red, similar to something like this, to give us an indication that there could be a bullish candle. So this bullish candle pretty much made these ones cross over. And then what we want to see is this orange momentum cross the 50%, and this green RSI come up as well. And even better, this red one to cross over the 50% for confirmation. That is another indicator I'll be looking at for, rather not just our RSI that I showed you. I will be looking at this as well on the daily, and this is available on TradingView called Phoenix. So that's one method. Now I did look at the weekly last time, and we had a good sign at the end of Sunday. We just go around there. So just going through that now. Just give me a sec, guys. Okay, someone's just asking me a question, which is a good one. Anyone who missed the early start can replay. You can push your time slot on the video, pull it back, and you can start from the beginning. So and plus it's going to be recorded permanently. So if you miss anything, just play back, and on the YouTube as well. So it will be there. So let's look at this. So I'm looking currently, it's looking favorable on the weekly. So we've got this type of scenario, and if we look at it, where we've got the green crossing the red, the blue, which is the average, also going up, and we want to see something like this here, where all three cross over, and that will give us a nice bullish confirmation, something like this here. Yep. So we want to see all these buggers start moving up. So you can see on the weekly that we pretty much right close to the bottom. It's not. It could still go sideways, but we could probably go like that as well, right? So that 24K might fit the model if it was to break this level. So otherwise, that's the other scenario there. Okay. Now, one of the guys asked a good question about CME gap. Do you, let's see, speech, hold on, what's this? Do you know Chairman Powell, USA speech after BTC or not? No. All right, so let's have a look at this. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. So let's add the CME gap. Now, where do I have my other charts? So the current price is 29,000. Okay. So let's look at the 15-minute. I don't want to miss out anything. Okay, so we got this. Let's see the candlesticks on the 15-minute. That looks all right, to tell the truth. So on the 15-minute, it's starting to look all right. If you compare that, so I'm sure there's a bullish divergence there. But you can see where the resistance is, right? On the 15-minute, it's pretty much 31,300. So that's going to be a hard task. So if it breaks out decisively, that's a good sign. All right. So if we were to get this coming up, and then that'll be a nice sign, but that could be resistance back down again, right? So that might be a good shorting position, I would say, because that's a very, very strong resistance. So you can make a good trade there if it was to come back up. Another good trade there, potentially come down. So a few shorts. They're the opportunities now at the moment. All right, so I'm getting distracted. CME gap. Let's have a look, and I'll get to Ethereum later after this. So let's see CME gap. It's on this one. Actually, while we're here, dominance. Okay, Bitcoin dominance is the alts are getting hammered. That's for sure. You can see that. Bugger. I haven't looked at dominance for a while. Let's look at the 4 hour. Ooh, that's pretty much okay. So you can see it's approaching resistance here. Let's have a look on the daily. Okay, actually, that's what I said in the last stream. I did say that there was a fib level there for Bitcoin dominance. Let me just fix this up. So if I was to get the fib levels out here, so it's approached the first fib level, and that formation is a reversal formation. So this could potentially go to the 618. So the alts are going to get hammered more. So this can, like, it's if it breaks. So we got what, one touch there, two touch, third touch, fourth. If this pulls back, the fourth one is likely to go up. So I see momentum going up. This is showing the momentum up on the daily. So Bitcoin dominance is still going to go up. So the alts are going to get hammered a bit more, which is acceptable. Let's look at the total market cap. Let's see the longs and the shorts. Okay, so the longs are coming in ever so slightly. And I remember the shorts pretty much came down. Okay, now they're shorting again. So, okay. So we had the shorts coming up really high. And when it hit the 30K range, a lot of people close their shorts, probably thinking there's a bounce. And so the shorts are starting to close. But now they might, as Bitcoin's going up, I think the shorts are increasing. But the longs are definitely coming up. They come to a plateau. So I think the longs are going to get hammered again. I think this needs to drop. So Bitcoin dominance is going to go up, also going to drop. It might mean that Bitcoin's going to drop a bit more, doesn't it? If that's the scenario. Anyway, I wouldn't ignore that. The fact that the longs are really high, Bitcoin dominance is likely to go up. All indicate that either Bitcoin goes up very quick and the alts don't, or the alts to perform badly and the Bitcoin just keeps going up, staying where it is. Give me a sec. Hey, bro. I'm doing a live stream. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just discussing it now. I don't know. It's at a current good level. Okay. That's my brother asking me if it's likely to drop. It's at a good level at the moment, as I said. But we can't. We need to see the next 4 hours, and then take the next 4 hours and the next 4 hours really. Now let's look at the CME gap. So CME gap, yeah, there you go, right there. That is 24K. I think that's likely to happen. Yeah, and then we've got this gap here. So we do see this come back up. That's another CME gap. But the 24, so the thing is, if it just touches this, it's enough. So even 25K is enough. It doesn't have to go all the way down. But we've got this little bugger here, little gap right there. But then again, this has got a little gap there too. So now that was covered from this one here, so I could ignore that one. There's a little gap here, CME gap. Are we a firm believer of price covering the gaps? This one's definitely. I reckon this it's we discussed this scenario where this could be possibly a price coming down to that level. I think that it'll be very quick. So if price was to come down to 24K, I think you need to be very quick. I reckon this could just be a wick. Bang, straight up. What was his name? Just give me a sec. I posted it before. Hold on. What was it? Someone on the internet talked about it, and I posted it in our forum. It's called Three Peaks and a Domed House. Basically, what he was saying is that here we have the three peaks. We have this fake one down, and then we have this, another one, and then up. So we can have that kind of scenario where this could be the 24K range, this here, or the 28, one of them. That's what we're looking at, and then we go back up straight away. And that kind of pattern happens all the time. If you look at even here, like this one here, I recall if I look at a smaller time frame, that pattern occurs a lot. Where is it? There we go. So no, see how price go away. I need to make it black something. See how price comes up, finds resistance in a range, and then drops. Bit of a fake out, then comes back up. Triangle. This one drops once more and then back up. So this is pretty much a triangle formation. But that move of coming down and then coming back up is a bit of a wick off reaccumulation as well. So if we look at this on a bigger scale, that this range, oh, there's a lot of scribble there, isn't it? Let me just clear that up a bit. So people have been talking about this could be a fake out. Why isn't it? Okay. So a lot of people think that they're bullish, and in some ways, that this here was a fake out, right? Came out, get some liquidity, stuff up the longs, bring it down. Now stuff up the shorts. Sorry, stuff up the shorts, go down, stuff up the longs. This could come down, do that zigzag thing, and then back up again. Not but pretty much a shakeout, because what they're looking for is more coins, right? So that's from a bullish perspective, and looking at the reason why it's still, it's still a bull market. How much does it need to pull back for liquidity to, what would interest people? What percentage should it drop back? So from the top, we dropped. Right now we're about 50% drop right there, 54%. If we drop down a bit further, that's about 60%. Yes, 60%, 618, pretty much. That makes sense, 60%, not more. 24K, that fills the gap, the CME gap as well, right? Where do I have my CME gap? That's the one. So that makes sense. So if we look at that's It's no way of trading strategy, just trying to understand if it comes down there, yeah, 60, 62%, that's acceptable. Fake manipulation is always there, mate. The problem is we got to work with the manipulation. Unfortunately, that's manipulation on the stock market, manipulation here and there. No one denies it. We just got to work with the whales, trying to anticipate what they're going to do. What they want to do is pretty much get retail, stuff up the retail, let them all the panic sellers sell, and then reaccumulate, get enough coins, and then go up because they control it. So if you hodl, don't sell. I'm looking to buy in cheaper. That's about it. How much cheaper is the question. I'm looking here 100%. I'll probably go in here. If it comes down here, I'll probably go 100%. I can't see it come down here. And if it does, I'll risk it. So that's my strategy. I think that looks fine. So this I measure this level here. So let's have a look at that. So that structure's distance. So if we go, this is the daily. Let's look at the 4-hour a bit closer. So if we look at this structure here, if we say that's roughly the top, the local structure, and the bottom for this local structure is roughly around there. There's two levels really. So that's one. So if we measure that structure's target, right? It's not much to go, is there? So that structure's target is about there. And if that's the one target, and let's get the other one, say this is the other one from there to there. And from the point of breakout, so that's the point of breakout. Okay, there you go, 24K. So it hits that zone as well. So if I was to measure this structure, that doesn't make sense though. That's the breakout point there. So probably you can still do that. You can still apply that. So what do we have? We have this here. So if we were to use that, right, and we measure that height, that still makes sense. Yeah. That 25K, that orange zone makes sense. So that could be it. And realistically, if you were to, that's our A, B, C. Yeah. So on the bigger picture, we've got our A, we've got our B, and we've got our C. Right? That and then we back up again. So that makes sense in many ways, really. So here we had our micro A, B, C. That's the first component of the bigger ABC. No, that's not the one. So this is what we have. A, B, C, and we want to make that black. And the micro one is that there. We'll make that blue for people understanding. And this one here, that makes sense as well, doesn't it? We had if that's the 1, 2, 3. And we can make that a different color. And if we were to, now here's the thing, let me have a look. Here, let's see the Fibonacci. See if the Fibonacci agrees. Swing high to swing low, 0.5 Fibonacci, yeah? That makes sense. 0.5 Fib. Worst case, 0.6. But no, that orange zone, we see me gap as well. It's very symmetrical. And one last test, the height of this to there. I'll grab that. One more test. No, that doesn't do it. It's a bit too much. Log charts, what do you expect? So I'll do from a percentage loss. That will do it. So if I do the percentage loss from there to there is 49.50%, and if I do a percentage loss from there to there, 40%. Yeah, okay, that's acceptable. All right, that's, I'm putting out there. You guys can make up your mind, but there's a whole bunch of confluence there with this 24K with the CME gap chart. So that makes sense, doesn't it? And you can see here, actually, look at this. I didn't see that. There's a big frigging gap there as well. Is that covered? Oh, ever so, yeah, maybe. There is a gap there. I don't know if that you can consider that being closed off. We've got this gap here. That's why we've got the orange line there. So we've got a few gaps. Hopefully that means that we're going to close those off. All right, that's what I got. Now let me see what people are saying. I'll have a look. You can't go back on TradingView, which is where I prefer to. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. And manipulation of fake breakout. Yep, agree. We have expanding diagonal. Okay. Now here's a thing there. It's just come to mind right now. If I was to just get rid of these lines for now. If I was to do one thing, I've got a gut feeling something's going to turn out right here. If price does come down here, this orange CME gap, and depending how diagonal it goes, right? Let me just bring this down a bit. And say price does come down. Say price bounces up, gets rejected, comes down here again. Well, you see what I see, don't you? That looks like a nice wedge as well, potentially. Now, me, if people know me, I do my ABCs a lot. A, B, C, D, E. That looks nice. Yeah, this can go down here. That you can pretty much, sometimes that's the case, but still, that looks like a wedge, descending wedge. Maybe sharper. You can probably use that wick there and bring it in a bit tight. So far, that's a scenario where it could be bullish. So I like that. Another reason why it's a good level to bounce off. So what we want to see is this come down here, a bit further down, bounce, get rejected up here where this previous resistance is, support, get a resistance there on this trend line, get a resistance, and then potentially a double bottom, and then that'd be nice. If it was so easy to read, beautiful. And then we'll look at I suppose the moving averages and so on, see what else confluence we have in there. Let's have a look at moving averages on the daily and the weekly. Here's my 10 and 20 moving average on the, here we go, let's get rid of that. This is my 20 moving average, and that's on the daily. Now I want the weekly there. So that's going to potentially act like resistance. That's the 20. Here's my 50. Okay, where's my 200? Oh, that's not the weekly. So our weekly was support. Oh, I remember that. Okay. So our weekly was support. 50 weekly moving average was our support, and we've just lost that. So what I'd like to do is add the 100. Let's see what the 100 does. 100 weekly moving average. Aha! Look at that. 100 moving average is also, if you look at the history of the 100 moving average, no, it doesn't go back that far. Okay. But the 100 has confluence. And if I was to use that to there, all right, I'll use the next one. I'll go back down there, huh? Yeah, 618 still roughly there, close to the gap. If I was to bring this down, not to the peak, but to the main resistance, perfect, 618. That works on the, yeah, that works out. Formation, 618, gap, 10, yeah, if the price comes down there, that's a perfect spot to jump in. Yeah. Do we have agreement, people? All right, let's do BLX. All right, that's a good point. Was it BLX? Yeah. Why is it doing that? That's the one. And our CME gap, hold on. So if we were to do the BM, it wouldn't be much different. Let's just do this. Use that top part there. Just put the prices in. Yep, 25K. That's 618. I think that's perfect, really. The 618. The 0.5 is pretty much, if it fails, the 0.5 fib level fails, that's perfect, 618. And we know that this here is a CME gap, I recollect, right? That's about this. Yeah, perfect. We've got the, anyway, you guys get it. Hi, Sam. 300K shorts liquidated in the past hour. So we might see a bounce to 34K, as you said, and then drop back. Yeah, cool. So what is it doing right now? 30K. All right, there you go. It's bouncing. Yeah, there you go. That's a 10-minute. Bullish candle on the 1 hour. So if we look on the 30-minute, we've got the crossover with the wave trend. This is coming up as well. So I like that, what I see. Energies above on the 30-minute. This 30-minute candle, 8 minutes ago, is a bullish candle. Red, green, green. I can't remember the name. It's what's that combination? But that looks like a bullish candle combination at a key level of support. So I would say, now this is the question, where's it going to find resistance, right? So there's two levels here. Yeah, so there's two levels that it's like here's your chance to do a trade, a short. So either here or the top. The fact that this, yeah, that could be a resistance as well on the 30-minute. But I like this. Let's see how so 8 minutes to close. It's gone to 30,000. So what's Ethereum doing? Bitcoin Cash. See how Bitcoin Cash hit the 1 fib extension. So it's found support on the 1. And that was a nice shorting opportunity there, which I missed out. But anyway, that's the alts. Ethereum. All right, so we got a nice bullish signal there. Now that's Bitcoin. So let's see what back. Just Okay, so Ethereum and the likes. Oh man, he's chatting away. Could have done a trade there. So this is pretty bullish on the what 5? That's 5 minutes. Sorry guys. Here we go. 30-minute. It's also done. Yeah, we can see a bullish divergence here. That's a bullish divergence from orange to orange. So this is playing out nicely. What have we got next? Yeah, potentially. Yeah, a descending wedge. So this could go actually really well if it doesn't get rejected. Yeah, A, B, C, D. Yeah, this is perfect really. Ethereum's looking good. A good entry point. Stop loss underneath that. So that's gone up $1,000 already. So or $90. So that could be a good opportunity. There's a fair bit of resistance though. That's the thing. Yeah, this is a major resistance for Ethereum. So might do that. I would wait. Maybe short there. Wait for this breakout of this trend line for Ethereum. Got the moving averages. It's a downtrend as you can see. So you can trade against this, but the fact is that it's come down to a significant level. Yeah, I'll be watching that. There's a few good opportunities, mate. Trading's coming back. Let's look at this. I'll use the 4-hour. Let's see what Ethereum is doing on the 4-hour. Yeah, well, you can see where it's come down to, right? Major support. Look at that. I actually had this perfectly last time. Far out. That was my line. Hold on, where's my line? The best fit line, I remember going through this, is right there. Touches the bottom and I actually dropped just below it. So if I was to, yep, it's just dropped below it. So it's touched the next one down, which is the next best fit line, which is around here. I think that's it there. Yep. So I think Ethereum's hit the bottom. So if I look at, yeah, there you go, perfectly. So I didn't look at that. I just looked at the best fit line in here. And I actually got a chart. Give me a sec, guys. It's not the one, is it? This is the one. Where's that volume? Give me a sec. Give me a sec. That's not the chart. Here we go, volume based. So I want to see what happens with this volume based thing here. Give me a sec. So the volume based profile, the next volume is, yep, so it's right here. You can see this volume there equates to that level there. So now we've got a lot of resistance. You can see the concentration of volume there. So we've got a strong resistance and it's likely to get rejected and then come down to this area, 20, which is what we discussed before. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. So we lost this, what was supposed to be a strong support level. Now it's going to be a strong resistance. If this is strong resistance, imagine what this top's going to be. So I just can't see how we're going to pass this level. Even if we break this and go back up, this 68K, 64K level, it's going to be very strong resistance. So I don't know how 100K is going to come, but who knows? But that is definitely going to be a strong resistance level because we spent a lot of time trying to break it, which is the golden ratio, and there's still going to be the golden ratio. So this bull market, how long could it go for? Next year as well. Anyway, I think I'll look at YouTube, see if there's any questions there. 5 people watching YouTube, so there are no questions there. Cool. You reckon I'm done? I think I'm done. Hopefully I answered some of the thoughts. Just talking to you guys, me going through it, it helps me out as well. I think through it, want to explain. And anyway, good luck, guys. Thanks for joining. I think that should be a wrap. I don't want to go through all the alts. Ethereum probably represents a good portion of that. If you look at the, actually, let's have a quick look. I have a chart. Where is it? Load. If I got it still. I think this is the one. Is that the one? No. Oh, look at that wick. Far out. Look at that. Knew it. Beautiful move. There you go. Anyway, just be patient. Look for the right opportunity, guys. There's always a bounce. And let's see. What's that chart? Give me a sec, guys. I'm just looking for charts. That's not what I was after. No. I'll leave it at that, guys. I don't want to make you waste too much time. Price is moving. I'd like to see what we can do there. Bloody hell, I want to go to sleep. And it's 1 a.m. here in Melbourne, Australia. And I don't want to be watching this all day. Anyway, thanks for joining. I'll give it a wrap. Please give me a like or a share. And I'll talk to you soon. All the best. Cheers.